Perfect Nobody is the movie I'm reviewing today, and this movie is by Ruth Kadiri. It's on her YouTube channel, and the story is written by Baby Charles, directed by Morgan, and it's a very quick and straightforward to the point. The main characters of this movie are Ruth Kadiri herself. She played a character called Idia, Maurice, who played a character called Toby, and Ejike Ibedilo, who played the character called Frank. So recap of this movie is Idia and Frank have been dating for years. Now the situation in this relationship is that Frank does not really love Idia because of her body size. In fact, he has body shame, insult, abuse. Look, he just does not care about Idia in this relationship. Frank has gone to the extent of cheating on Idia so many times. So, in a case of the scene where, they introduced Toby's character, he came to the rescue of Idia, where Frank has to come into a restaurant with another lady, knowing very well that he is in a very serious relationship. Idia, on the other hand, confronted Frank, and you already know Frank does not give a damn, because obviously he does not appreciate Lydia's body size, and he has done everything for her to lose weight. So that's pretty much half of the story. Another part of the story is Toby had to cohabitate with Lydia. Lydia and Toby became flatmates, or should I say housemates. I don't know how this thing works in Lagos, but yeah, anytime Frank visits and Toby is around and realize that no, this guy has been abusing Lydia for long, and he couldn't just stand Frank. So there was this friction between Frank and Toby. I really admire the way they just did not see eye to eye. That was a good friction in the movie, which I love. And Idia visited Frank one day and saw another girl in his house. Frank did not give a hoot. In fact, he actually did not care if Idia was there or not. Idia collapsed. Idia's friend and Toby went out looking for her. They found her. She was in the hospital. She came out successfully. Toby, on the other hand, has to cheer her up as a flatmate that he is. He did all his best to make her happy again. All of this, Frank was cheating, or Frank was having an affair with other women, other slim women, according to his preference. And Toby and Idia had a thing going on. They ended up having a very good time, and Frank came back begging. Well, he didn't even beg. He actually just came back saying, look, you know what? I'm ready to take you back, and I'm ready to let us work this relationship through if you are willing to change. And she agreed. This is where Toby was like, you know what, if you're going to go with this Frank guy again, this thing that you and I had is over, or whatever I think we want to start is the end of it. And I think I love that scene as well. Make it clear, know what I want, just go straight to the point, which was really, really good. Idia went with Frank. Frank, on the other hand, was still the bad person that he is. He was practically doing that. And Idia, on the other hand, realized, no, this is not what I want. Eventually, she left Frank, went back to Toby, and already Toby has told her, look, you know what, you go to him and come back, I'm not taking you back. So that was a point to make clear. When she came back, she needed to find herself, self-discovery. She did that. And in a nutshell, Frank came back begging Idia to take him back, and she did it. She stood on her ground that that relationship was done with. So pretty much that's the movie. What Perfect Nobody is all about. What I love about this movie is that the storyline was straight to the point. They didn't waste our time. every scene had a different feel to it. There was not there were no repetition of scenes, or there were no repetition of points, trying to get across the storyline. Every scene seemed very different, which is really really good. So that will be much much appreciated. And also the characters that stood out for me was Frank. Yeah, Frank, the character being played by Ibedilo. He did a very good thing in this movie. He was arrogant, he was bluntly rude. He stood on business. I understood. You could feel the way he was treating Idia in this movie. I really loved that. He took the character very personal. I mean, he himself, when you look at him, you know that this guy is not going to be treating a woman well. So he embodied that character very well, which I really appreciate. Another character that stood out was Toby, played by Maurice. He also did his thing in there. His masculinity, his controlling, he's in power. I love the way he displayed that as well. Every character stood out. The main characters, obviously, they did their thing in there. They embody, you could feel the character. When you are watching a movie and you feel that this character is doing their job, you know that yes, they are embodying what they are acting. You could connect, you could feel that this is not really acting, this is who they are. That's when you know that the movie is good. So the two of them actually embodied their characters very well. And another thing I love is the romance scene. I love it so much. The connection between Toby and Idia was fantastic. You could just feel the chemistry. You could just see how both of them could not let go of each other, but had to let go of each other. This was the connection I was expecting from Joshua Clinton and Sonia Uche in Love in Chaos. The start in that story was really good. I was expecting immense chemistry, even if they are not going to be kissing at all. I was expecting something like that, but nothing like that happened in that movie. So yeah, please watch that review. You get my points in what I'm trying to say. So the chemistry between Toby and Idia was really really good in this movie, and obviously that's my favorite scene in this movie. So yeah, this was really a very good romance scene. I love that. Moving on to what I do not like about this movie is the supporting characters. Oh, Ruth, I beg, please take care of your supporting characters. I beg you. Look, the ladies that Frank was meeting up with or cheating on Idia with, they were not taken care of. They were sweating badly through their makeup, their armpits unnecessarily. I think maybe they were doing take action cut, they were doing that repeatedly. So I think maybe they were sweating or something. They were just not looking good. Their costume was not properly, they were not looking good in a nutshell. That's what I'll say. They were not fitting in their characters with Frank, Toby, and they were looking below standard. When you compare the way they were presented in the movie, they were looking too below standard, and I don't know why that was the case. I wasn't feeling it at all. I was the supporting characters were badly presented in this movie. Meanwhile, they embodied their character. They acted very well. So I don't know why they were not taken care of when it comes to their costume, their makeup. That was not it. It was badly done. Another scene that I didn't appreciate was Toby and his girlfriend, or his female friend that he was having a thing with in the hall. I was like, why was this thing done in the hall? Why not in his room? Then maybe they meet up, going to the kitchen, or going to meet up out, something. I don't know why that scene was done in the hall. But what I didn't like was lady was all over the place with the bedspread all over her body, and you could see her underwears showing. I don't know why that scene was done. I think the message they were trying to pass in that scene, I think, is that Toby doesn't have a problem with having chubby ladies, because I mean that lady was fat. So I think they're trying to pass a message to Idia that Toby is into chubby ladies. I think that is one thing they were trying to do. So I get it, but why the hall and all over the place with the way the lady was behaving? That is my point. Another thing, which is the last point that I do not like about this movie, is the hospital scene. Ooh, guys, the hospital scene when Idia collapsed. You know, she spent a couple of days in the hospital, and not because the character was bad, but because the props in the scene was bad. Like, it didn't feel like a hospital, it felt like a house. If not for the bed that was green, you won't know that it's a hospital that she was sleeping in. It was the props in that scene was bad. I mean, she spent a couple of days in a hospital. We didn't see a doctor, we didn't see a nurse, we didn't see anybody. All we saw was her and then Toby and her best friend in that scene, and her sobbing all throughout, thinking, guys, no, now I feel that this is a hospital. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Put in a little effort, I beg you, please. Yeah, pretty much I think that is what I do not like about this movie, and I'm rating this movie 3/5, and that's just because it went straight to the point, and the three main characters brought in their A game. Everybody was in character, you could feel them whilst they are acting. And also, mind you, we've seen the storyline before, but this one is by Blessing Eze and Stan Eze. They have a story similar like this, where Blessing was being body shamed very much, but that just a similar story. But yeah, this was a very good story, and you won't waste your time watching it. So guys, that's it for Perfect Nobody. Very good watch, you won't waste your time watching it. And obviously, if you have any movie recommendation, guys, leave them in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you all in my next movie review.